Tim Black. Tim Black.
My fellow Americans, I come to you to make sure you remember to watch Freedom Friday by my man, Tim Black. He's so great, so fantastic, top-notch guy. Everybody's talking about it. He gives you the hard truth and nothing but the truth, so help him God. He's a fantastic guy. He's not fake news like CNN or MSNBC.
My man Brian. We all good? We all good here. What up, people? How y'all doing? Welcome to the Freedom Friday show. Tim Black at Night show, Freedom Friday on Friday, where people call up and they complain. People call up and complain about politics and life, and they deal with a toothache, which I'm dealing with a toothache, man. How you guys doing? What's going on, people? Oh, man. So the phone number's up on the screen, and you know what that means. You can call up and get in the queue. I see I got a couple of people in the queue. I see my man KJ's in the queue. Give it up for KJ. Yeah, I know that's you, brother. Here to talk about his trumpet. Also, guys, I want to give a shout out once again to Brian, who hooked me up with that little intro with the Donald Trump. He does a good Donald Trump, y'all. He does a good Donald Trump, y'all. Yo. And I want to start tonight. You know, I always start off with a little monologue, right, on Fridays to get things going. You know, to loosen things up, to make sure you guys will speak your mind. I will try my best to do this because my jaw is giving me problems right now. I've been punched in the jaw of life. That's what it is. We're punched in the jaw of life. But all right, guys. Phone number is 319-527-6212. I think Trump is gone. No, seriously, I think Trump is over. I think that's it for Trump. I think he's out of there. I think Donald Trump is over. I think the Trumpy is gone, guys. Now, listen. I'm not saying that to appease Democrats. I'm not saying it to hurt Republicans or piss off conservatives or libertarians to, I don't know how the libertarians are feeling. I'm definitely not there to I don't know what with some of these progressives, I don't know. Some of them are actually Trump supporters. So I don't know. I'm not doing it for any of those reasons. I'm not saying that because of anything other than what I really feel. I think Trump has gone. That's truly what I believe, folks. Now, hear me out. This is the thing. He's been having public meltdowns. Not the regular meltdowns that we're used to seeing. Nah, man, he's really been pissed off. And it happened around the same time that the Democrats took the House. Yeah, about that same time, guys. I think the Democrats taking the House has Trump knowing that a lot of bad things are about to happen. And the reason, and it wasn't just that. That had me set up for believing that bad things are going to happen, and that Trump was actually very worried about Trumpy. Very worried about himself. He might, somewhere in there, might have a little bit of concern about his son, but it's mostly about him. It would be embarrassing to be impeached. Yeah, we right up there with Bill Clinton. Be a horrible thing. But the thing that sealed it for me, that pushed me into this direction, because I did not plan on doing this. I did not plan on making a monologue and starting off with Trump being impeached. But the thing that did it for me was the fact that Donald Trump's defending Nancy Pelosi. When he did that shit, when Trump started defending Nancy Pelosi and talked about whipping votes for Nancy Pelosi, guys. Oh, come on now. Come on, man. That mofo is worried. Come on. Come on. There's no other way to look at it. Now, I know there's going to be people out there who are going to disagree with that. They're going to say, oh, no. Oh, no. That can't be true. Well, here goes a clip. Yes, yeah, your naysaying bastards who don't believe your brother Tim Black has a solid point of view. You may not agree with it, but it's solid. Here goes a friend of Donald Trump's, and definitely a supporter of Donald Trump, calling it as he sees it. Check this out.
If we get past that,
Get you on this. Next question.
Okay.
I want
Eventually you'll see the
to
light.
pick your brain on the Democrats.
Okay.
Because you, of all people, I want the answer to this. Who scares you? Who do you think could do good? How do you handicap the people? What do you think about Elizabeth Warren? What do you think about Bernie Sanders? What do you think about Kamala Harris? What do you think about Gavin Newsom? What do you... Okay, I know you like them all. Eric Holder. What do you think about all these people? And then I say Michael Avenatti. I saw that tweet he wrote the other day, and I said, he could be the Trump of 2020, the guy who's the outsider who, like, blows through the regular politician because he looks different and he's got balls.
if Bernie Sanders had an ounce of Avenatti's fearlessness, he would have been the Democratic nominee, and we would have had a much tougher time beating.
Bernie doesn't have fearlessness?
Not like Avenatti. Avenatti, and I've not done any due diligence on this guy.
Right.
But I'm telling you, he's got a fearlessness.
Right.
And he's a fighter.
Through the regular politician because he looks different and he's got balls.
If Bernie Sanders had an ounce of Avenatti's fearlessness, he would have been the Democratic nominee, and we would have had a much tougher time beating.
Bernie doesn't have fearlessness?
See, I'm going to come back to this part, but this is not why I'm playing it now. That's for later. That's for my Avenatti rant.
Not like Avenatti. Avenatti, and I've not done any due diligence on this guy.
Right.
But
We're going to have to decide if we're going to call him Avenatti or Avenatti.
he's got a fearlessness.
Right.
And he's a fighter. He's a fighter. I think he'll go through a lot of this field if he decides to stick with it, like a sift through grass. Now, I don't happen to think a professional politician, because I think we're in a new age, I don't think a professional politician is going to be there at the end of the day. I've always said it's going to be someone like Oprah or an Avenatti or somebody that's more media savvy is going to be there. But I think one thing people
You think that's good?
I think it's just a reality of today. I think you need to know how to handle mass communication.
Be a star first.
If I can say one thing, I do think this campaign after November 6th, which is really Trump's first reelect, if we lose the House, he's going to get impeached.
Rewind.
November 6th, which is really Trump's first reelect. If we lose the House, he's going to get impeached.
Rewind.
Campaign after November 6th, which is really Trump's first reelect. If we lose the House, he's going to get impeached. This is a referendum on him. If we get past that,
Well,
one more time for those who can't hear.
If we lose the House, he's going to get impeached.
All right, shut it down right there. Shut it down right there. I know how sensitive y'all get. Be out here crying, or worse, sending me pipe bombs. I didn't say it. Steve Bannon said it. Your friend said it. Your friend said, you have bad breath, ma'am. You're in dire need of a Tic Tac. Your friend said, bruh, your zipper's down, and your breath stinks, and your house is horrible. Don't blame me, blame your friend. Your friend just told you that Donald Trump's going to get impeached. Will that mean he leaves the White House? That's a whole nother story. But that's why Donald Trump is losing his shit every time you turn around now, why he's freaking out, why he's ready to kill Jim Acosta, why he wanted to sucker punch, why he, look, why he called out 3 black women in 2 days, why he is going over the deep end on Twitter, and then the cherry on top. Why the hell? That's why he's being nice to Nancy Pelosi. He can't stand Nancy Pelosi. Come on, guys. No one likes Nancy Pelosi. And Trump's talking about if she don't get the votes to become Speaker of the House again, that he would push Republicans to help make it happen. Come on now. Come on, man. Shit. Come on. Come on. Give it to me, man. Give it to me. Give it to me. Come on now. Come on now. Come on now. Y'all know I'm right, damn it. I'm right.
Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth?
I'm so right. I'm so right. I can't get no righter. All right, so that's what I believe is happening with Donald Trump. That's why all of the, all this shit's happening with him. So I'm sure we're going to have people who want to comment on that. My other thing is Michael Avenatti. I'm going to call him Avenatti, all right? Avenatti. Like Illuminati, Avenatti, all right? Check this out. I think maybe, just maybe, he's telling the truth about being set up. Yeah, I think he's telling the truth about being set up because I think there are people who don't want Michael Avenatti to be so damn popular. All right? That's what I think. And did you hear what Steve Bannon said about Avenatti? Right? Come on now. When he said...
Professional politician.
Here we go.
Could be the Trump of 2020. I know you like them all. Eric Holder. What do you think about all these people? And then I say Michael Avenatti. I saw that tweet he wrote the other day, and I said he could be the Trump of 2020, the guy who's the outsider who like blows through the regular politician because he looks different and he's got balls.
If Bernie Sanders had an ounce of Avenatti's fearlessness, he would have been the Democratic nominee, and we would have had a much tougher time beating.
Bernie doesn't have fearlessness?
Not like Avenatti. Avenatti, and I've not done any due diligence on this guy.
Right.
But I'm telling you, he's got a fearlessness.
Right.
And he's a fighter. He's a fighter.
Right.
I think he'll go through a lot of this field if he decides to stick with it, like a sift through grass.
All right, guys, here you go, here you go, here you go. So let's get Bill Maher. So Bill Maher is really high on Avenatti, right? Really supportive. Really likes the guy. Really saying positive things about Avenatti. And then we got Steve Bannon agreeing with him, saying if Bernie Sanders had half the guts of Avenatti, more than likely, now Steve won't say this, I believe that Bernie Sanders would have beat Donald Trump, and we wouldn't even have a Trump presidency. We'd have a Bernie Sanders presidency. That's what I believe. And I also believe, and you guys probably don't want to hear this, but I believe he would have done some things we wanted, but he also would have let some people down because that's what happens with politics. Oh, I know I just hurt people, didn't I? I just hurt your feelings, didn't I? I believe that. But I still would rather have Bernie not get everything done I wanted, because he would have had both the Republicans and the Democrats fighting against him. Bernie would have been besieged on both sides. At least Trump was not so besieged by Republicans. They would have sandwiched Bernie. So we always talk about Bernie Sanders going in and winning it, but the Democrats don't want him to win because they're corporatists. He'll be messing up the money. Now, Hillary joked about Obama, and she talked about Kennedy being shot in June. Huh. Folks, I'm trying to tell you, Bernie would have went in there messing with that money. I hate to think what could have happened. But back to my point. So all of a sudden, Michael Avenatti, now it just wasn't this, because I covered this. If you watch my material, you watch my content, you know I talked about this. I did discuss this in the clip. But this wasn't enough for me to feel that Avenatti was starting to piss people off. This was one thing. The other thing was, a couple weeks ago, he made a statement, I think it was an interview on Rolling Stone or Vanity Fair, one of those, and he made this comment that they took out of context, kind of, where he said, Trump has people believing that only white guys can run the country, or white guys, something about white guys. And he said something, and they kind of spun it, just like they recently did Bernie. And all of a sudden, Michael Avenatti had to come out, and he had to go out and say, hey, no, I didn't mean, like, I don't mean that that it's not racist. It is racist to think that the only person that they can listen to or get credibility to is a white guy. But the thing was that he had to do it. they put him in a position that hurt him. Because it's bad when you got to explain, guys. This is politics. You do not want to have to come out and explain. And when they did that, I said, where did this come from? Where did it come from? But that wasn't enough. That was not enough for me to say there's something going on. It was what happened this week with Avenatti. When all of a sudden, out of the blue, the guy who was a champion for women, who's made his bones, cut his teeth, raised his profile, standing up for a woman, is now being destroyed by this very thing that created him. Allegations that he is not a sexual abuser, he is a domestic abuser. Not a guy who had a couple of drinks, or not a guy who touched a woman inappropriately that he could just say, oh, that was an accident. No, that he was an abuser and physical injuries present. This is horrible. This is horrific. I mean, I know people want to explain it away. It is bad. That is bad. It's bad to recover from that one. Oh, man. When he came out, when he was released, when he made bail, the first thing he did is went to a microphone and said, these are lies. This is a fabrication. He said it was bogus. Bogus. Hold on. He said it was completely bogus. Completely bogus. Then he goes on Twitter, further says it's bogus. Then he's saying he threatens to sue TMZ because he says what they're fabricating is a total fabrication. This is not what happened. This is not how this went down. I'm being destroyed. They're trying to get rid of me. They're trying to stop me, but they're not going to stop me. I still may run in 2020. I mean, this is the stuff of movies. This is your movie. I believe that there's more to the Avenatti story. I believe it's more than just TMZ trying to make a couple of dollars. I think there's something more behind it. I think there are people who do not like this upstart lawyer guy coming out here making all these waves. We already know that Hillary Clinton's considering running again. We got a whole full field of Democrat establishment and not so establishment who are trying to run. And then we got this lawyer, this wild card. Do you think the Democrats would sit back and allow what happened to the Republicans to happen to the Democratic Party? Oh, hell no. Hell no. Anyone who watches politics knows damn well the Democratic Party would never let what happened to the GOP happen to them. Let some guy, some celebrity type guy come in and kill everyone in their party, just knock them off. Ping, pang, boom, ping, ping, pow, 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 ping, pow, hit, hit, ping, ping, pow, ping, pow, boom, ping, ping, pang, pow, boom, pow, ping, oh, hell no. Hell no. They ain't gonna let that happen, man. They're not going to let. Steve Bannon said that Avenatti would run through the field of Democrats like a sieve through grass. What's that thing that Sling Blade had? What's that thing? It looks like, that's that shit, like the, you guys remember Sling Blade?
I picked up a Kaiser blade that was sitting there by the screen door. Some folks called it a sling blade. I call it a Kaiser blade. Just kind of a long wood handle, kind of like an axe handle, with a long blade on it, shaped kind of like a banana. Sharp on one edge and dull on the other. Carl?
Billy Bob Thornton hit that guy with it. That's what Steve Bannon said Avenatti has at his disposal. And he would rip through the field of Democrats with it. You don't think people listen to that? Or are you one of those people that believe, oh, well, let the best person win? Fool, if the best person was allowed to win, Bernie Sanders would have beat Hillary Clinton and we would have been having a Bernie presidency. I already told you that. But the Democratic Party wasn't going to allow that to happen. And don't ask me. You don't believe me? Look at Martin O'Malley. You think Martin O'Malley didn't dream of being president one day? You don't think he didn't dream of being in the thick of it? You don't think, what is his name, Lincoln Chafee wanted a shot? Well, shit, he put his hat in the ring. You don't think that Jim Webb wanted to give it a go? Of course he wanted to give it a go. But he knew Nick say on the president say, it's Hillary Day. Mofos? Give it up for that. And I'm sure people are going to want to comment on that piece. I get it. Now, the last thing I want to say before we go to phone calls, folks, I want to talk a little bit about Jim Acosta. I got two things. Jim Acosta. A judge has ruled that the White House must give back press credentials to Jim Acosta, at least temporarily, while they allow him to try to petition to keep them. So a lot of people have been reporting this as a big win for the Democrats. It's a temporary win for Jim Acosta and CNN. The White House wanted to be able to revoke people willy-nilly without even an explanation. Wanted to be able to kick people out their establishment without even having any rules on the wall. That's basically no rules on the wall. They had no rules. So that's sort of like anyone else walking into a place of business and being told, no, you can't be here. Well, what's the rules? Well, you broke some rules. We won't tell you what they are. We don't have any. We just don't want to serve you. No, that's not the way press works. Conservatives who are pissed off, that's not how it works. Now, the judge did not rule on the First Amendment portion of it. He just said, hey, guys, you got to let him in until you go through the checks and balances of some type of hearing. You got to at least say, okay, look, you may be removed if you do this, and he gets to say something and defend himself, and then you get to make a decision. So that's what's going to be what happens here. Hopefully, cooler heads will prevail, because this, when people say this is a distraction, yes, this really is a distraction. Because if people really cared about freedom of the press, they cared about press being able to have freedom of speech, freedom to write, and freedom to ask questions, you damn sure will be supporting Julian Assange, and you are not. So get off that shit. Just get off it. And that's not for everybody. I know I got some delusional people that think Julian Assange brought down the Democratic Party. Just idiots, just dumb. Just believe whatever corporate media tell them. When he was writing about, when he was publishing, when WikiLeaks was publishing negative content about Bush, you said nothing. Oh, but when it's the DNC or when it's Hillary, oh no, it's the Russians and he's working in collusion. Well, was he colluding when he exposed that we were torturing people and we were using double taps on civilians and medical personnel? Was that also the work of the Russians? See, just look it up. Shit, I don't have time. I got to go to phone calls. Last thing before we go on. Stacey Abrams has conceded, and so has Andrew Gillum. You win, folks. All you people that complained about identity politics, you win. See, you're under the delusion that it's cut and dry. You're under that delusion. In this particular case, the black people were better. I mean, better than the alternative. You may not like that the Democratic Party said, hey, this is a black woman, vote for her. You may not like that the Democratic Party said, here goes a black guy, vote for him. But the reality was Andrew Gillum was a far cry better than DeSantis and a hell of a lot better than Kip over there in fucking Georgia. You know it. The rest of the world knows it. But you didn't want. See, here's the thing. Your desire, your unquenchable thirst to run from identity politics has just saddled Florida and Georgia with two horrible governors. So you get to win. But those people that live in those states, they don't get to win. They get to fucking lose. But you get to win. But you're right. See, Stacey Abrams, Kemp couldn't hold a stick to Stacey Abrams. Hey, damn, come on, man. Andrew Gillum showed DeSantis to be what he was. A magician with no tricks. How you going to be a magician with no tricks? Oh, well, Roy, right here, we got DeSantis coming out. Put on the show, DeSantis. Oh, yeah, sure. Okay, I had a birdie. I was going to make the birdie disappear. Left him in the car. Well, I'll just do a card trick for you. Shit, I lost my cards. Okay, give me a number from 1 to 6. Pick a number between 1 and 6. Oh, I mean, no, pick another number. Shit, I forget that one. I mean, that's DeSantis. He's no tricks. A magician with no tricks is what Florida now has. See, why you are overly concerned. Oh, no, we got to stop him. See, just because you win doesn't mean you win. This is something I had to learn. Like, oh, I'm in media now. Doesn't mean I won anything. Oh, I got a show. Doesn't mean I won shit. No, if I can't get distribution, I haven't won anything. Right? If I can't get into Webbies like the TYT, I haven't won anything. If I can't get guests on, I haven't won anything. If people get pissed because you don't do what they want you to do, then they try to destroy you. I haven't won anything. If I can't pay the rent, I haven't won anything. I've won the right to fail. I've won the right to fail. When you got black people saying you're not black enough, white people saying you're too black, you haven't won anything. You've won the opportunity to fail. Welcome to my world. So as with Georgia and with Florida, you won the right to fail. Congratulations, America. And congratulations, progressives. You got rid of identity politics. Fuck them. Telling me to vote for the blacks. Well, you got the whites. Let's see how that works out for those people that have to live there. DeSantis will do whatever Trump wanted him to do, and so will Kemp. Let's just hope it's more of that prison reform shit that he just pulled, because I love that. That's a good move. That's good. I give it up for Trump on that. Give it up for that. Come on. I know it hurts you. I know you don't want to do it, but you got to do it. You got to give credit where it's due. And I would rather eat crow. So unlike some people, I would rather eat crow as long as it's for a good cause. I'd rather eat crow than be right, when being right hurts people. See how I am? I'd rather be wrong as long as the people benefit. Check yourself, progressives. Check your motherfucking selves. All right, guys, going to phone calls, 319-527-6212. I'm going to my first caller in the queue. Booyah. Yo. You're live, 917.
Yo, Tim Black, it's your boy KJ from Bed-Stuy, Brooklyn.
My man, how you doing, KJ?
I'm doing good, brother. How's everything with you?
I'm hanging in there, brother. I'm hanging in, man.
I hear you, man. First of all, it's you're mispronouncing the state. It's Florida.
True that.
Because they prove to be some of the dumbest mofos in the United States when it comes to elections. Let's face it. They've been screwing this up for now decades. Ain't nothing changed. And again, now I don't know if you've ever lived in Florida, but I've lived in Florida and Georgia. They're the most racist states in the country. I know there's a couple other ones, but they're pretty racist. So the fact that a black woman and a black man almost beat the white guys, that's pretty good. That's progressive. Man, that's serious progress.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Oh.
You know me, bro. I tell it like it is. I'll be straight with people. You know what? Florida's a little different. What I didn't like about Georgia, especially Atlanta, is Georgia, oddly enough, is more self-segregated than it is, like, forced. Oh. You know? So that's what I didn't like about Georgia. I was like, wait a minute. So the white people just do the white thing, and there's white bars and white restaurants, and the black people have their own thing. Like, so nobody gets together? Even if you wanted to? Yeah. So I didn't like Georgia. That's for damn sure. But, yeah, it's pretty sad state of affairs. The other thing, Avenatti, my take is the Democrats set him up, because you're absolutely right. It ain't the Republicans. It's because the Republicans would love that fool to run. Don't get me wrong. The Democrats, the last thing they want is a Trump-esque character coming out of left field and screwing up their rigged game, of course. So I'm sure there was collusion amongst the Republican operative as well as the Democratic operative, which would be Harvey from DMZ. So, yeah. In the old days, they would have just chopped Avenatti up and put him somewhere in the Everglades. So he's gotten off pretty easily, considering all the trouble he's caused.
Oh God!
Yeah, they got him good. When I saw that, I said, "Oh, they got him." And I was even telling that to people. I said, "They're gonna get this guy. Trust me. They're gonna do something to this guy. They're gonna set him up." And listen, these things happen. I think it's more shocking to people nowadays, in the sense because it just doesn't happen as much as it used to happen. I mean, they put bullets through Kennedy's head because he didn't do what they wanted him to do. So the fact that they would set up Avenatti on some, no pun intended, trumped up charge, I mean, it's, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to see that was going to happen, because this guy was seriously, contemplating, trying to run for president. And like I said, the last thing the Dems want is just some wild card, just taking away even their shine. So it's like, I have a feeling both sides colluded on that operation, and they achieved their goal. So he's done. He's he's going to spend plenty of time just trying to figure out who the hell did him in. So good luck with that, Avenatti. But he's a lawyer. Just the fact that he's a lawyer, people shouldn't like him. I remember when I was a kid, when I was really young, I thought I for some reason, kids say, I want to be a fireman, I want to be a policeman. I was like, oh, I want to be a lawyer. And then as I got older, I saw how much people hated lawyers. And I was like, oh, I can't do that. So, yeah, he's pretty much a done deal with that. But the other thing with Trump, all right, here's my kind of take now. Will they impeach him? I wouldn't be surprised if they attempt to start the proceedings. But we saw what happened when they tried to do that with Clinton. So it's not like that did any damage to Clinton. So I don't know if that would be time well spent, because the reality is if the Dems just spend the next 2 years continuing this, quote unquote witch hunt or anything that's just trying to get him out of office, then like he said, he can just turn around and say, look, see, they didn't do anything for 2 years. Is these the people you want to win in 2020? So actually, I think it kind of would work against the Democrats. I'm hoping that this new crop of Democrats, which finally seems to be some quality, people. I mean, I like what I see, actually. Aside from our nut job Ocasio here from the Bronx, but she's representing people that can't count to five. And are on. She represents an area that literally is 68% unemployment. So socialism is pretty much already in their wheelhouse. They're all getting taken care of where she's from anyway. So, that's here to there. But there are some quality Dems I see that have come in, and that's what they need. You got to get some fresh blood, some new people. And I think it's hysterical that that a lot of them don't even want Pelosi as a leader. I mean, but Skeletor's got it locked because she's part of the old guard. And that's why Trump actually is come out and kind of like said he wants her and supports her. I think it's a twofold. One, because she's part of the old guard, and that's just how politics works. We all know that. And two, because it'll be so much more interesting to have him and her go at it. I mean, who else is going to do her job? Like, is there even a viable candidate that is, that people want? I know they're saying they don't want her, but who do they want? And is there somebody viable? So that's really what that's all about. But she's Charles in charge in California, so she's got it pretty locked in. I don't know how they're not going to not have her pretty much run the show. So we'll have to see how that works out. But, and to be honest with you, I don't even think Trump's going to run in 2020. I think he's going to just let Pence take it and run with it. That's kind of how I feel about it. I don't even know if he wants to do the job for another, 4 years after these, next 2 years. I still believe to this day he was just as shocked as everyone else that he got elected. So, and so he's just playing it out and playing his hand, and all the while his hotels and his properties and everything else seem to be, and his golf courses seem to be doing actually pretty well. So I don't see it as a situation where if he doesn't run in 2020, he just walks away from it and says, all right, see you later. I did my thing, and then just let Pence run with it. And people should be definitely a lot more concerned about a Pence presidency than a Trump presidency.
Oh, absolutely, brother. Absolutely.
Yeah. So the Dems better really get on their game, because whoever they're going to run in 2020, yeah, if I know they're talking about Hillary Clinton again, and it's just like, oh my God, really? Oh, Jesus Lord. But, if that's all they got, and Bernie, I don't know, does Bernie even want to run again? I haven't even heard him mention it. So I don't know, bro. It's a big old shit show. But, we're dealing here with a moron mayor who doesn't know how to deal with snow that basically, shut down the whole city. I had a friend, it took him 18 hours to go 50 miles yesterday. So that's the kind of geniuses we're dealing with here in New York City. So, but just wanted to, throw out my little rant for the night. Appreciate you taking my call, brother.
Absolutely, brother. Thank you for calling in, man. We love you, man.
Love you too, man. Have a great night.
You too, man. Give it up for KJ, y'all. You know how we do. That's right. All voices are welcome, man. Speaking of all voices being welcome, let me give a shout out to justinform.com. Justinform.com is a social media site, like I just stated, where all voices are welcome. It's run by Suzanne Murphy, Nico House, and myself. So come on over to justinform.com, register, because we only take real people. We don't take any bots, and become a member. I'd love to see you over there, guys. justinform.com. All right. I got I'm trying to tell you, man. Gosh, there is what's going on with that? I don't know what that is. I wonder if is my chat even functional at this point? TBNS chat window. The chat window. There it is. Well, you know what? I can't pull up the chat. Now, he did say some important things about Nancy Pelosi. I do want to respond to that. Barbara Lee is someone who, a lot of people are talking about this, suggesting that Barbara Lee be given an opportunity to be the Speaker of the House. We all know Nancy Pelosi has held the reins before. So they're saying it's time to change the guard. So one person they're offering is Barbara Lee. They're saying Barbara Lee would be great Speaker of the House. And I'm going to dig into that. She's a representative from California as well, 13th Congressional District, and has been serving since 1998. And she's a black woman. So, hey, you got that identity politics thing working, right? As if she has any control over what color she is, It's like, it's black, so it's identity politics, because she is black. She is black, so it's got to be that. In fact, there's another black woman by the name of Fudge and actually, I want to look her up real quick, guys. So there are a couple people. There's also a Tim Ryan. His name I know very well because his first name is mine. Fudge. And people are telling me that Tim Ryan is a good guy, that he's someone I should check out. I think he's from Ohio. Give it up for that. Ohio, I think. So Marsha, that's it. Marsha Fudge is someone who they say will do a great job, and she's being looked at. I don't know if she's actually thrown. No, she's from Ohio, right? Yeah, she's from Ohio. I don't know where Tim Ryan's from. Where's Tim Ryan from? But at any rate, these people, none of them have said that they are running, that they officially want the job. I know that Marsha Fudge did hint that she's considering it. I think Tim Ryan put himself on a list of people, as well as Marsha, that are never Pelosi. So anyway, just something to be considering, guys, as we go down this path again. But don't underestimate Nancy Pelosi, man. She raises a lot of money for the Democratic Party. Like, who's who in the Democratic Party is... Something definitely is happening, people. So, people, anyway, I don't know what's going on with the YouTube thing. It's all good, guys. I just think, there it is. Well, like I stated, I got a jaw toothache thing going, man. I think I'm going to have to go see my dentist. So, I'm really struggling. But definitely, I think that what we have here are some interesting points, man. And like KJ said, I do believe the Democrats have more of a reason to sabotage Avenatti than anyone else. Now, that's just my gut feeling telling me this, man. Like, that's the feeling in my bones, folks. The feeling in my bones is that the Democratic Party doesn't want to sit back and allow what happened to the Republican Party, which is Trump being an insurgent candidate, taking over that party and doing with it as he wants to. And you saw what they did to stop Bernie Sanders from doing that. They said, hey, guys, stop covering that guy. Don't cover the guy from Vermont. Handed down the word to everybody in media. But there are a couple advantages that Avenatti has where I don't think they would be that effective. For one, Avenatti, young, attractive, right? A lot of women like Avenatti, okay? The news is going to cover him. You see how much publicity and coverage he was getting on all these shows. I mean, he was everywhere. So I don't think that the Hillary Clinton powerhouse talking to CNN or talking to MSNBC would actually get them to shut down Avenatti. They had to dirty him up. They had to soil him. Using the Me Too thing. Hey, they had to get him. So I think, guys, it's just my gut feeling. We can't be naive, man. There's a lot at stake when you can take over a party. So I know they like raising money. They like raising money, though. They like Avenatti, from what I understand, he would go to a lot of these functions and be the guy that's bringing in the dough. He would help Democrats raise money, but maybe someone looked and said, hold on now, this guy's too popular, too powerful. Can't have this guy dominating. So that's what I think happened, guys. My new intro from my friend that we can throw in there. Check this out.
My fellow Americans, I come to you to make sure you remember to watch Freedom Friday by my man, Tim Black. He's so great, so fantastic, top-notch guy. Everybody's talking about it. He gives you the hard truth and nothing but the truth, so help him God. He's a fantastic guy. He's not fake news like CNN or MSNBC.
Give it up for my friend Brian, y'all. Look, do me a favor, follow Brian on Instagram. You can find Brian also on the Twitter, where you can see Brian Villalola, Brian V, my friend Brian V. Thank you for that, man. That's hilarious. I want to be able to imitate Trump that well, man. Okay, in the queue, we got a 704 number. 704 came back. Okay, 704. You're live on Freedom Friday. I can't talk, but you can. What's your name and what's your comment?
Hey, this is Kush from Carolina. Hope everything's doing well in Maryland.
Thank you, brother.
it has been one of those weeks, man. I was listening to the earlier caller, man. You made a lot of sense. My only thing is this with the whole Pelosi situation, right? From what I've seen so far dealing with Pelosi, she seems to be more of a positive for the Republicans than a negative. So in my mind, I'm thinking, well, if, let's say, Trump helps her get the vote she needs to become House leader, right? Because he did mention that would provide her the necessary votes needed. Okay, that shows that he's working with her. But at the same time, that doesn't keep every other single Republican from using her next time in their attack ads when the primaries are back up again. Because that's what they do all the time anyway. Her, Feinstein, Chuck Schumer. I feel like for a Republican, if you're already in a purple state or already a red state, they actually are more beneficial to you being able to run because you've seen their record. I mean, for as much as Whoopi Goldberg tried and horribly failed, trying to defend her on The View, which she pissed me off on multiple different occasions today, Tim. Really? First of all, I get it. You're scared of the newcomers coming in, calling your grandma and saying that, it's time for change because you're old. No, first of all, no one's saying that. And then two, we're just trying to make it fair for the average day people. And I feel like a lot of these times you see that shit happening like it usually does, where the news start becoming more and more biased. And then when you call them out on it, it's like, oh, what are you talking about? We don't know what you're talking about. We're just giving you the report from our point of view. We have no clue. Because I saw this happen over a week ago. They were talking on CNN. They were talking, actually it was on MSNBC. They were talking about 2020 people who might be running. And they talked about Booker, and they talked about a couple of other people. And they made it very, very, very clear that they did not want to have any mentions of Bernie Sanders whatsoever because they completely and utterly left him out of the conversation.
There you go. And
this week on The View, they did the exact same damn thing. They were talking about the 2020 elections, and they were talking about all the candidates. Guess who they left out? The most popular motherfucker in the race. Really? Just make it more obvious, why don't you? And then you go and shit on Justice Democrats doing this whole, get off my lawn routine with me, which, what makes people so annoyed because it's you're the people that makes it hard on the left to really want to go and vote. Because we know there's people like you that think you're progressive, but you're not. You're just progressive from your time period. You're progressive for your group. Because in actuality, when you look at the economics of it, all those people on The View are technically Republicans because they have a lot of money in stake when it comes to, if you get tax cut and you're at this certain tax level and it benefits you, yeah, you're going to probably want to keep that person in power. So even if you're not potentially, thinking that you're against the people in a way, that thought process, because you're so high up there in the financial cloud, isn't really clear. And honestly, when it comes going back to the whole Pelosi thing, I would love to see her go. Seriously, I would want her to be gone so bad. But I just feel like in any way, shape, or form, the Republicans would want her in just like they want to keep Trump. And I do believe that it's possible that Trump could get impeached. But just like Bill, he ain't going nowhere. He ain't going nowhere. Matter of fact, if he said he might want to try to run again, I bet you the Republicans would be right there behind him. Because he does something better than a lot of other Republicans they do. And that is call out the Democrats on their bullshit. And trust me, there is a lot of ammo between Cory Booker and his pharmacy money, Harris, and a lot of the shady stuff that she did that kept Manchin from going to jail, and Mr. Touchy-feely Joe Biden. So maybe we may have a difference of opinion there on that, but I feel like there's a possibility he may be impeached, but he ain't going nowhere. Thank you, Tim. Have a good night.
Thank you, my friend. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. That's hilarious, man. I like the punch at the end, especially Joe Biden, touchy-feely Joe Biden. Joe. Oh, man. Okay, 412. You're live on Freedom Friday. What's your name? What's your comment?
Hey, Julie. Can't believe you'll make me call in again because nobody wants to call in. You know, I just don't get the big deal. And the only thing I feel right now about the 2020 election is that it's 2 years away. And I don't know. When I look at the political landscape, it's always like, okay, the general election is over. Let's focus on the midterm. Okay, the midterm is over. Let's focus on the next general election. And, you know, that in some way it really doesn't make sense to me. You know, can we stick with the issues? Can we say, okay, we got some people in, right? There's the Ocasio-Cortez and whatnot. So the people that did get in on a local or, you know, even on our local levels, I think right now is the time to focus on what they came in for and what their platform was, and to now keep a keen eye on those people and what they're up to before we're talking or start talking about the elections that are 2 years away from now. So that's my main sentiment. The whole election thing, basically 365 days a year in and year out, is really getting on my nerves. This isn't about elections. This isn't about these people. How wonderful or horrible they all may be, but it is not about them. It is about our issues. So the elections, if you will, the only thing the elections even have to do with that is that, okay, we've elected X into Y office, so now now it's time to step up. And I'm not worried about the elections 2 years from now. You know, Trump could have a stroke. You know, he might not even be around, and then all this hoopla blah and whatnot was completely in vain. It's completely pointless. There is absolutely no sense for me to living in the year 2020, you know, when we're just finishing out 2018. So that's my take on the whole 2020 talk. You know, these figureheads, these names and faces that we're looking at, they're really irrelevant. And I know I said this before, but let's just focus on our issues. What's going on in Flint? What's going on in North Dakota? What is going on? What the hell is going on in California? What's behind those fires? Why are we having all these problems now? Let's go to the root of these things, and I'm sure that'll bring us right back to our issues. And let's hold the people that are in office right now, today and tomorrow, accountable. Let's not let up on them, you know. So there. And as far as your tooth, poor Tim, it's the worst. Toothache is the worst. One thing, a staple in my house that I always have there is clove oil. And you can buy that in any kind of pharmacy, really, clove oil. And you rub that on the ache and pain, and it really numbs it. It really helps, and it's natural. It's not some kind of BS. So there, I hope you feel better. And, you know, the wolf pack, hang in there. Let's not let's not lose sight of our issues, the issues we've been having for decades, the issues that Obama didn't address, the issues that Clinton helped produce, you know, and didn't address others and whatnot. These people are not relevant. These elections, we've just, I think anybody who has had their attention on that, the elections are in some way irrelevant, unless we can really get to a point where we have the oversight of these elections, Like, I'm almost to the point, like, let's have completely open elections, you know what I mean, where everybody stands up and says, I'm voting for, and let's keep track of it, you know what I mean? Like, what's so secret about it? So what? We talk about it to death anyway. Everybody knows, Jill, I voted for Jill, I voted for XYZ, I'm almost to that point. Let's have a live stream and everybody vote live. I don't know what it'll take, but it'll take something. And right now, really right at this point, if we're talking election at all, it should be about election fraud and how we're going to address that before we even talk about who's going to run 2 years from now. What does it matter? If they have already decided whom they want, that's whom we're going to get. And we can save ourselves all the debate and discussion. So there. Have a great weekend. I hope your toothache feels better, Tim. And I hope next week, like a bunch of people are calling in because, I get tired of hearing myself talk in the restreams. And, so there. Marvin, Nambi, Mystical, hello. Have a good one, y'all.
Thank you, Uli. I appreciate it. Oh, man. That's funny. Uli said, hey, if we don't fix elections, these elections, don't matter. They're gonna pick who we get anyway. What are we talking about? All right, have a good day. You guys take care. People like freaking out, losing their minds. You guys be good now. We're getting put out of here tomorrow, but have fun tonight. Go ahead and get something to eat. There's some tuna fish in there. Yeah, we're going to be on the street tomorrow, though. All right. See you later. Unfortunately, guys, I am going to have to shut it down, man. I do appreciate you guys calling in tonight. Our schools face major challenges, most of which are related to funding, overcrowding, poverty, lack of technology, supplies, books, and resources. Every pound of Tim Black coffee purchased through Cafe do Paraiso can help a local school. Every time we order Cafe do Paraiso, Tim Black coffee, we fight the bad stuff out there. Tim Black. I am TimBlack.com. Tim Black.